Hello, readers. I'm La'Keisha Bolling, and welcome back to Book with Mrs. Bolling. This is a podcast where we open my magic bookshelf and go on adventures through stories that grow us, dream, and learn together. But today, my darlings, we have something special. Our very first guest reader is joining us, and she's an amazing friend to readers, families, and communities everywhere. Please help me welcome Mrs. Josette Hutton Evans. She's the founder and CEO of Metamorphasis Powerhouse Company, where she helps turn everyday places like parks, barbershops, and even grocery stores into public learning classrooms. Isn't that incredible? Through her work, she helps young people find their pathways to success, empowering families to build strong foundations, and advocates for communities so that everyone, no matter where you live, have access to quality education and health. Josette and I have been partners on several wonderful literacy events, like Read Across America and other community reading celebrations. Because Because we both believe that when we read together, we grow together. Josette, welcome to Book with Mrs. Bolling. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Miss Bowling. I'm thrilled to be here. Hello, young readers. It's such a joy to join you today and share the power of reading and learning anywhere and everywhere you go.
Yes, reading truly happens all around us. And I just love how Metamorphasis Powerhouse helps turn everyday worlds into classrooms. That's what reading does too. It opens our eyes to new places, people, and ideas. So, Josette, what story are you reading for us today?
So today, we're reading a story all about believing in yourself and never giving up, even when things get tough. The story of today is called Giraffes Can't Dance, and it's written by Giles Andreae and illustrated by Guy Parker Reese. Giraffes Can't Dance, written by Giles Andreae, illustrated by Guy Parker Reese. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lion danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald, the animals all sneered. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor, and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing, and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I'm dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I am dancing! Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen. Now, this is where our story almost ends, but one magical moment is where you can now pretend that you're just like Gerald. What's something you thought you couldn't do? We can't wait for you to let Miss Bolling know what you tried, and then it came through.
What a wonderful story, Mrs. Evans. Thank you for sharing that with us. I kind of often feel like kids think that they have to be like everyone else. But Gerald was different in the story, and Gerald didn't do what the other animals in the story did. He was himself, and he dreamed big, and he wanted to be something completely different. So I'm so glad that Miss Evans came to read her story for us today. Um, Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I have definitely enjoyed myself today. And every reader, young and old, has the power to transform their dreams into action, just like the characters we read about today.
Before we close, I'd love for our listeners to hear one special piece of advice from you. So, Miss Evans, what's one thing families can do today to bring learning to life at home?
Oh, I love that question. Well, my advice is simple. Make every moment a learning moment. Whether you're cooking dinner, walking to the park, or shopping for groceries, you can talk, read, and explore together. Every space can be a classroom when we stay curious and keep learning. So whether that is finding fun ways to explore vocabulary, stopping in spaces and counting, learning, reading. The world is your playground. It's also what we believe deeply at Metamorphasis Powerhouse Company, the power of placemaking, which is just the practice of transforming the space where people already live, work, and gather into thriving hubs of connection, creativity, and opportunity. Placemaking, just like learning, isn't just about physical spaces. It's about activating them with purpose. And that's what each parent can do, no matter where they are. At Metamorphosis Powerhouse Company, we infuse everyday places with accesses to literacy, but parents can do that just as well. They can turn them into gateways for imagination, empowerment, and equity, just like we do. This is just the beginning of the ways that parents can be their child's first teacher, really embolden their kiddos to unleash their imagination. And that is how you plant the seeds of lifelong learning, one story, one reader at a time.
So, how do we stay connected?
You can connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at MetInc PowerCo. That's METINC POWERCO. And you can also catch us on the web at www.metincpowerco.org.
Thank you so much. That was such wonderful advice. Thank you, Mrs. Evans, for joining us today for our very first guest reader and for inspiring us to see all that learning is and how it's a part of our life. So, I'm really excited about families joining us for our episodes, and to all you young readers and families that are listening. Keep the joy of reading alive by visiting your local bookstore and your public libraries. There's a whole world of stories just waiting for you. Now remember, bringing books to life one story at a time, because every reader has a story. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and also visit us at Book with Mrs. Bolling on YouTube for more stories and reading fun. Until next time, my darlings, happy reading.